Hello and welcome to the DrivingMaul Aviva Premiership Round 22 predictions. Yes, it's the end of the regular season already, and it will be on to the playoffs next. And here is how I see that all going. But first off, thank you very much for joining me, and do please put comments below and your thoughts. Always up for a good rugby chat. So the weekend kicks off with, well, actually all of these games obviously will be played at the same time, as that's what they do for the last round of the season. So this is not actually sort of kicking off with this. They will all kick off at the same time. But anyway, top of the list, we have Worcester Warriors hosting Leicester Tigers. Now clearly Worcester down in 11th place, really nothing left for them to prove. It is all over. It has been a bit of a disappointing season. We thought they would kick on a bit better than this, but they have had injuries to key players and they don't have the depth other teams do. Tigers obviously have that fourth place in the playoffs, will be going away, so may use this round to rest a few players, but still I think Leicester will take this one by about 5. Sale Sharks then host Bath. Now Bath's season has really collapsed, hasn't it? They were up the top end and have slipped out of the playoffs with injuries and things. Sharks, again, a disappointing season down in 10th. They were in the top 6 last year and we're obviously looking to have a good Champions Cup and also a Aviva Premiership season, but it just has not happened for them. Still, I think at home Sale will win this one by 5 and finish on a high note. Bath really have, as I say, struggled towards the end of the season. Next up, Gloucester host Exeter Chiefs. Now Exeter are on, I think it is the longest running streak of try and bonus point victories apparently. I think that's what I heard anyway, and they are pushing for that top spot with Wasps hosting Saracens, as we'll hear next. They are within a good shout of becoming first in the league for the first time ever. They came second last year, they could go one better this time and get that home semi-final against Leicester Tigers, which has got to be the key ticket for them. Gloucester, well, really, it has been a bit of a disappointing season. They've gone pretty well in the Challenge Cup, which is something they seem to do, but have really, and they could still theoretically make the top 6, but it's a long shot, and I think Exeter here will win this one quite comfortably by 14. Wasps then host Saracens, and again, Wasps, another side that have been a bit brittle recently, even though they have got a lot of good wins in there. When it comes to those big games, they have lost it, and they lost against Quins last weekend. Saracens, after their Six Nations blip, are back in imperious form, making the Champions Cup final and look to be along on their way. Clearly they would love a home semi-final. It would make life easier for them, and I think they're going to get that, so I'm backing Saracens to win this one by 3. And that would see Wasps drop down into 3rd place and have to travel to Saracens and have the return fixture of between these two. Next up, Saints host Harlequins to finish off the season. Saints are on a losing streak with lost the last 4 in the Premiership, and they have seen themselves slip out of that top 6, being replaced by Quins with their win at home. But Quins really have struggled to travel this season, and so I'm going to back Northampton to win this one by 5 and to climb back into the top 6 and back into that Champions Cup spot. This is going to be a big match between these two at the end of the season here, and shows what qualification for Europe does bring excitement to the end of the season. To finish things off, Bristol host Newcastle Falcons. Really, this is a nothing fixture for them. I personally was backing Falcons to go down at the beginning of the season. For me, this has been a successful season for Falcons. They've been safe for quite a long time now. They're going to finish top of that sort of bottom crowd down there, and they did even fleet with the top half of the table at times. So I'm expecting Newcastle to finish on a high and win this one by 3. That's how I see things going. Please let me know your thoughts. If you've liked this, do share it, or if you watch on YouTube, give it the old thumbs up. You can sign up for my weekly newsletter, link above on Twitter, down below on YouTube. And say thank you very much for joining me. I'll be back tomorrow with more of my opinions and views. Obviously check out my YouTube channel if you want to see my Super Rugby predictions, which I did yesterday.